Well, hello. I am here to actually do a review on a battery bank that I found on Amazon. Nobody sent it to me. I paid for it out of my own pocket. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and do a review on it. The reason why I'm going to do the review is because there was actually two of them that looked almost identical. One was 80,000 milliamps and the other one was 70,000 milliamps. There was a huge price difference, which kind of baffled me. The 80,000 milliamp one was running for about $79.99, aka $80 plus shipping and handling taxes. But the 70,000 milliamp one was actually $49 and had a coupon for $10 off, which made it $39. So $39 for 10,000 less milliamps versus the 80,000 milliamps to me was too big of a price difference. But I was kind of worried that the 70,000 milliamp may not have truly been a 70,000 milliamp uh, power bank because of the major price difference. But I decided to take the risk and buy it. I went ahead and purchased it, and it showed up, and I've already tested it. So what I'm going to do is a review, and I'm going to show you a couple of things that you probably would like to know for this. Now, this is a really heavy brick. It's probably about 3, maybe 4 pounds. I haven't weighed it, so I don't know for sure, but it's heavier than everything else that I've purchased. Um, when it comes to something like this. But the reason why I got this is because we got an event coming up on Sunday. And what had happened was I know for a fact that I have a Galaxy Fold Z4 phone, which is this one right here. Usually, I always have this plugged in because it burn when with what I do with it, it burns through battery real fast. But what I wanted to do was a live stream and constant recording and doing clips of the event. And it's going to be in Oakland, California on Sunday. We're going to do a tailgate party before we go in. And then once we go in, then we're going to go ahead and record. I'm going to see if we can record the live session. I don't want to stand up going like this. I'm going to see if I can just do it this way. But the thing is this battery, if I'm using it, will last maybe about 2 to 3 hours, and then the battery will get low and die. I've had it happen to me. And then when it gets to the most critical part where I do wanna record, since the battery's down to 15%, I can't do it. Or if I do it, I gotta record until the battery completely dies and hope that it saved it. So what I wanted to do is have a battery bank that would actually last at least 1 full day. And that's why I went and looked for this. I'm gonna show you real quick. It's a simple, power bank for phones. It's not for any it doesn't have enough power to power up a laptop or anything that I'm aware of. But pretty much you can charge up to 5 items at a time on this with no issues. Um, I will show you exactly what's on the front here. If you look, you'll see that on this side, you have 2 USB 2 standard chargers, 2.4 volts. Then you have the 2 fast chargers, which I've actually run. Then you have a USB-C fast charger, or you can plug it in and charge from there. That's what I use to charge this battery bank. And then right below that is a micro USB connection. I'm not exactly sure. I believe that's for input only for that one, but you can charge your battery pack on that one also. The USB-C is actually in or out, so that's good. But I've actually ran a test where I charged not only my phone from 40, no, it was at 29%. I charged 2 tablets, USB-Cs to USB, and I also charged this, which was at, I think 2% left on the earplugs, and then I charged my son's Z4 Fold before going to work. So these took 2 hours to charge on this particular power bank, and my phone got about 98% charged, and my son's was fully charged by the time I went to work. Now, I wanted to do a full stress test to see exactly how long this would actually last. So, charging up all 5 phones with everybody at that's going to go with me to the event, if they need to have their phones recharged, I got it. This will actually do the job, guaranteed. Uh, by the time everything was finished charging, the little display panel that's right here said 93%. So what I did was I disconnected everybody else, but I left this one connected, and I put it in the car and I left it only running off the battery. I went to work and I ran this the whole night on the battery running a YouTube video uh, constantly, nonstop. The only way I could do that was one of those live music streams. So I was doing that. And I put it at the highest resolution possible. I think it was 1080p, 60 frames per second, which used the most power. Don't know if it affected the battery life, but after 8 hours without recharging from the time that I charged these to the when I got off work, it was down to 68%. Now, once it was done, I still left it I just still left it on the phone, left work while it was still on, and this LED light was on still. Drove all the way home, and then when I got home, it was at 66%. Um, it was at that point I disconnected it. This was at 100% charge the whole night. Had no issues. That means that I would be able to record, stream, do everything that I needed to do without worrying about if this battery was going to die. I also have plenty of cables, so if nobody has cables and they need to charge their phones, I have the cables, no problem. Now, the funny part was this is only a 70,000 milliamp for 39.99, or technically $40. The sale's probably over by now. So it'll still be running as of September 2nd, 2025. I bought this, I believe, last Thursday. So I needed this because I wanted to make sure that we had enough power to recharge all of our phones either before, during, or after the event, so that we would not need to worry about whether uh, our phones were going to die midstream. I've done a lot of streams and video recordings of parades, only to get like 20 minutes into the parade and I'm down to like 10% left battery. And then the battery dies just when the best part of the parade comes through. Um, if somebody's recording or streaming a protest or some other event that's going on, or the New Year's Day parade or what have you, Christmas Day parade, for instance, those usually go 4, 5, 6 hours. If you have this, you can probably get a special holster like a radio. Um, I would say if you have a radio, walkie-talkie type radio holster, you could put this in there and then run the cables out to your phone and put it on like a selfie stick or a recording thing and be able to see exactly what's going on and record that way. What I found is this will run, if I was to use this, I could probably record and video up to 2 days on this before I have to recharge it. Um, I'm impressed, and to me, I'm glad I got this one instead of the 80,000. 80,000 probably would give me a little extra time, but I don't think I'm going to be out on the road without a phone charger for that long of a period of time. The only bad thing that I've seen about this, there's actually two technicalities that I've found. Number one is the weight on this is pretty heavy. That's why I said if you're going to carry it, don't carry it like this. You'll probably want to get a little holster, and then run the cables to your phone so that you can record and do what you need to do without worrying about your battery dying. I prefer to run off of this battery versus this battery. 1400 milliamps versus uh, 70,000 milliamps. So 70,000 is almost 3 days worth of video time on this, if you was to have it connected directly to this and just left it on, you could actually stream for, I believe it's 3 to 4 days before you actually need to, recharge this thing. And then, while this one here is dying, this one here is still at 100%, so you still got another additional 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours, depending on what you're doing with it. So, with that being said, if you look, you got this little whoops, wrong side. This little button right here, which turns on the display on the front, right here. Okay, when that display is on the front, that's when if this is connected to your phone, it'll actually start charging your phone. If the LED is off, then it stops charging your phone. Like I said, now the second downside is this. Once this gets down to, I would say, 50% or 60%, it will take a full 8 hours to recharge this particular power bank, even on the fast charger. Um, I haven't charged it by itself with nothing connected yet. I've done it twice now. Charging this brick on the USB-C with my phone connected and running the phone at the same time. That took 8 hours to charge, but it will charge while it's actually keeping your phone actually charged. So if your phone is low on battery and you're charging this, you can still connect via USB to this, and it will charge, uh, which I thought was amazing because most of the time, if you put something into charge, everything else gets disabled. This one here has what they classify as pass through. So while it's charging your battery, even though it'll charge slower, it will still produce enough power to keep everything else charging or running so that it runs off of this. So technically, you'll be charging and running other devices all at the same time, and that's good. But like I said, the one thing that I found with this is it's heavy. The other thing is sometimes when you push this button right here to turn this on and off, what'll happen is you turn it, you push the button, you push and hold it and do everything, and the LED doesn't come on. What I found is, I'll show you real quick. I'm going to grab one of my cables here. What I found is if you have it already plugged in, uh, let's see. Okay, so let's say I have this plugged in already. Okay, right now you see that's on. If this is not plugged in, or I'm sorry, if this is plugged into that and this LED is off, and then you try to push this button, the LED will not come on. If that happens, just unplug this, wait about 2 seconds, and then plug it back in. Then you'll see the LED come on. That means that the port now is active. Now, with that, you can plug it into your, ooh, where's the charging port? There it is. You can plug that into this, and eventually, oh, there you go. Eventually, you'll see that, and then it starts charging. Right now, I am at 92%. If you look closely, it shows that it's charging. Now, it does do fast charging for this. So, for in about 1 hour, hour and 15 minutes, and what have you, it'll actually charge this. Um, One other caveat is I don't know for a fact if this is true or not, but it does it does charge everything and it doesn't do device sharing, meaning that where it alternates which USB uh, is taking a charge for a specific amount of time. Those kind of I do have adapters that I put into my cigarette lighter when I plug in and I'm trying to charge two phones. You'll hear bloop 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 because it's going back and forth. It charges this one for a few seconds, then charges this one, then charges this one and this one. This does not do that, but I have found that it does randomly it will randomly do that once in a while, but I think if you push the button, it gives you that option to be able to do it that way, or you can charge everything at the same time. Um, haven't quite figured it out, and it's not in the instruction manual. It's just the instructions about a piece of paper about that big, about that wide, and it's real tiny text, but it's mostly powered on, plug it in, and play. That's about it, and it works. Um, so, but like I said, I didn't get paid. I don't have a promotional uh marketing thing for this. So if you buy this, I don't get no money for it. So I just wanted to do a review without any bias. And like I said, I haven't had any issues. But I will state one thing. When I first got this, I put it in my truck. I did not bang it against anything, but for some reason, yes, sliding it on the truck scratched this part up a little bit when I put it down on the seat. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. I did not drop this, but something scratched it. It was brand new when I got it, but in just putting it in my truck, I don't know exactly what happened. When I took it out, I noticed that there was scratches on it. When I first pulled it out of the package, when I first got it from Amazon, it didn't have any scratches on it whatsoever. But that was actually done when I put it in my truck to charge it to see if it, how I wanted to see if it would charge in my truck. After it was done and I was on my way to work to first test this after I had purchased it, because I'd purchased it, the first thing I did was I stuck it in the truck, plugged it into the car charger, and then left it there. And it was like at 8 o'clock in the morning when I received this. And then I went to work at 9 o'clock. And about 7 p.m., reading the instructions, it says, do not leave in a vehicle. You will damage the product. I got lucky. Uh, the product still works. It's fine. No issues whatsoever. But do not leave it in the vehicle. If you do leave it in the vehicle, leave the windows down so that it doesn't get too hot in the vehicle. Because if it's in a hot environment, supposedly according to the instructions, you risk damaging the batteries. So that's just a disclaimer. That's something stupid I did. Fortunately for me, nothing went wrong. But like I said, I'm not running into any problems. The real test will be actually on Sunday, and I will live stream, most likely on YouTube with this particular product, and I will probably do more testing with it then. For now, it seems to be working fine, and it has no negatives that I'm aware of, other than the fact that the battery bank or the charging bank is heavy itself. But for 70 milliamps or 70,000 milliamps, who expects something really light? At least technology hasn't gotten that far yet. But for the price point, I think it's really good and it's going to work for what I need it to do. And the real test will come on Sunday. We're going to a monster truck event, and I want to capture as much stuff as possible, including our tailgate party, us getting in line, paying for the ticket, or not paying for the tickets, but submitting our tickets, and then going in. I'm also going to find out if they're going to let us take this in. I'm not sure if they'll let us take that in, but if they do, good. If they don't, well, at least we tried. Uh, I'm going to see if I can get the little battery or the belt thing for the radio. And if I can't, I'm going to see if my wife will let me use hers. I don't know if she uses hers or not. If she doesn't use her little radio holster, I'm going to see if I can use it, and then I'll take this with me to where we're going, and I'll make sure that we have plenty of these long cables, like this, so that we can charge everything. I'm going to have a smaller one like this for miscellaneous stuff. Like, for instance, if I want to use this for some reason, or if it's laying down and somebody needs to charge it while we're driving, then I'll have this available. But the other ones that I'm going to have, there's a there's another one that I have that's going to be longer. And what I may do is, hold on, yeah, if I have this on the side, I might be able to run this. I do have a longer cord than this, that also is USB-C, and it does support fast charging. But if my nephew, he has an iPhone, If he doesn't have a USB-C option on his, then I'm not sure if his cord's gonna be long enough or strong enough to charge. So we'll find out what happens with that, and with that, I'll let you guys go, and, I will review my next product as soon as I find it and get it. And enjoy. And like I said, I'll put the description or the link to this particular device that I purchased down, and hopefully it's not sold out or discontinued. But this is an honest review. This is something that I'm not getting paid for. And they have no idea I'm doing the review on it. But I give this 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason why I give it 4 out of 5 is only because the weight is kind of heavy. And if you're carrying it, it does kind of weigh down on you after a while, unless you get a radio, security type radio holster, and then strap it in on that. Then it will make it easier for you to actually use. So, with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions about this product that I haven't answered, put a comment down below. Let me know, and I'll look at the comments. And what'll happen is, if I have an answer for you, I will definitely let you know. All right. And like I said, it was $49 minus a $10 coupon at the time of this recording. Don't know if the coupon will be still active when you see this video. I also don't know if the price will still be at $49 before taxes, before shipping, before the coupon. So if it's higher, I didn't do nothing. Sorry. All right. Till my next review. Peace out.